Let's start off by saying peaceful, non-violent social change is the only way to improve this country. And so for you ne'er-do-wells who have watched too many spy movies, who are meeting in a basement with your anarchy flags and your hate eternal t-shirts, to suddenly be labeled as Republicans. Oh my God, could you imagine how sad it must be for A, those dudes got hemmed up, and B, now they were Antifa-related extremist libertarians, and now they've been painted as conservatives. The only thing more offensive is anyone who believes that that fly was real and not CGI put on there. Did you watch the most boring debate in the history of debate? Or did 90 seconds of Kamala Harris's nails on the chalkboard tone just drive you away? And for some of us it did, for some of us it didn't. So again, watch this. Look at the swirling of the winds that we've had. Okay, we've had the grand call that white supremacy is the most danger 0.03% of the population, the most dangerous thing. Remember, the same people who sold you the pandemic hysteria by the media are the same people selling you this. Are the same people selling you that you're going to find out whether or not Joe Biden wants to pack the Supreme Court after he's elected. Just like Nancy Pelosi says, if you want to find what's in the bill, go ahead and pass it. And what they did send over that bill for the latest one that has been jammed up and said no and walked away from the table, he says, hey, you want to send us a clean bill? Every legal citizen gets $1,200. Go ahead, I'll sign it immediately. But no, because the things that are added, the riders that are added on, this last one took $650 million away from policing. That sounds fun, doesn't it, there? For you people in Milwaukee who are having these ne'er-do-wells ride motorcycles on your front lawn in the name of an idea. These are angry people, folks. This is not the America that you and I grew up in. These are folks that have been driven to these violent, extreme acts by the media and the ideas that they've been given, and also the virtue that they find by parroting such things. Now, let's go down what Nancy Pelosi wanted in trade for you and I and all of us legal American citizens to get our 12 hundo in this time of need, where for a person like me, I can't go do stand-up because there's no stand-up to be done. If you want to yell at a park from 50 people or for 100 feet away, or have what looks to be a Joe Biden event with people sitting in circles, no, this is not it, okay? It's like being a punk band and playing on the internet live in your backyard is not the same as performing live in front of people who are also with you in the backyard. So when stand-up opens up, when people can congregate and pack into a small room to share that electricity of what it is to be completely connected in a stand-up experience, and you can best believe that I'll be there, not getting booked. But that's fine. Look, these are the things that Pelosi was wanted in trade for, the things that they attempted to ram through. These people who are suddenly going to come up with, Donald Trump got sick. Donald Trump was given a steroid for his sickness. That steroid meant that he can no longer, was mentally incapacitated, according to Nancy Pelosi. That's what Nancy Pelosi's move is. We'll get them sick, and even if they don't die, we're going to know the drugs they're going to give them, and then we'll call those drugs the 25th Amendment. But that's not how it works. That's not how the 25th Amendment works. Folks, it has to be started by Mr. Michael Pence, and I do not believe that is going to happen. Here are the things that Nancy Pelosi, Miss 25 Amendment herself, with her orange fucking face mask on national television yesterday. She wanted no voter signature verification. How about that? Wherever it came from, whenever it gets here, as long as we can count it for ours, guarantee, if it's up to them, you're not going to find out who wins this election until May of 2021, when they use the 25th Amendment again to once get rid of Joe Biden and install Kamala Harris as the president. So Pelosi says no voter signature verification, no voter ID. Only mail-in ballots, legalize ballot harvesting, stimulus checks for illegal aliens, a mass release of illegal aliens from detention centers, mass release of inmates felon from prison, blocking the opening of schools K through 12, blocking funding for childcare, making masks mandatory in the home, mandatory vaccinations when available, $2 trillion to be used for their pet projects, to which she's already been paid, and she needs to deliver this money. And if she does not deliver this money, folks, she is going to be in a serious, serious amount of trouble. And that's just based on the information that we've been given, all of the psyops, all of the illegal leaks, all of the lack of justice that we've seen in the last 4 years, all of this congealing together. Again, like we said, the closer this gets to the election, the more wild the news feed is going to be. They haven't had much to celebrate. They've been celebrating these 16 to 10 point lead across the country, but if they were really that far ahead, would they be struggling for the 25th Amendment? Would they be coming up for a reason to jam up Amy Coney Barrett at her, whatever they call it when she gets the gig? Are they going to completely go Kavanaugh too and turn this whole cycle of nonsense into even worse than it is? We're going to find out together, and I'll tell you right now, who can you believe? You believe yourself. You believe here in your gut that most of what you're seeing is drivel, is nonsense, and is not to be trusted, because these are the same people who have been selling us down the river, the same media that knew in the summer of 2016 that Hillary Clinton was going to use Russian disinformation to create the Russiagate hoax. And the whole intel community knew it, and the whole sitting administration knew it, and the mainstream media knew it, and they sold it to you knowing from the beginning that it was a lie. And then had $35 million in the Mueller probe to go find something against the president, in which they found something which was nothing, because the whole thing was based on a lie. So are we going to find out? Everybody's screaming, where are the indictments? Where are the arrests? Where are this? I read a good point that said if you had real fast legal motions like this, that what it would do would be cause a run on left-wing voters who would then come to run to do whatever. So that's the reason, more than likely, that you're not seeing justice, because we're either never going to see justice, we're going to be found out that we've been slow walked into a totalitarian communism state, unless somehow Donald Trump co-hosting the Rush Limbaugh show tomorrow is enough to save democracy. And I say that it might be. I hope you're going to watch that. That's going to be some tremendous entertainment there on the Excellence in Broadcasting Network. Both Mr. Limbaugh, God bless him, and his quick recovery, and Mr. Trump sitting behind the golden EIB microphony, answering phones on Open Line Friday. For those of us, for me, I grew up loving radio, and just, from AM and FM and all of it, from the wacky stuff and Howard, and as much as I love Howard, I love Rush just as much, because they're just both excellent broadcasters. And so now to have the President of the United States sitting in for Open Line Friday is going to be tremendous entertainment. We watched last night apparently based on all the polls that I saw, Pence was like 75. It was 75 Pence, 25 Harris. I'm looking at the Telemundo poll, because they're going to tell you the most truth. All right, and that was the numbers coming out of there. Again, do they have a 10 to 16 point lead? And if they did, would they be needing to create psyops in Michigan? Would they be needing to bring out the 25th Amendment? Would they be needing to stop Amy Coney Barrett from being named as the next Supreme Court justice? If they had a 10 to 16 point lead, would they be putting in mail-in ballots? Would they be putting in no voter ID? Would they be putting in, we're going to count until we have enough to win? It doesn't seem like people who have it in the bag. More than likely, folks, on that day, when we all go and vote, when we all go and legally vote, they're going to count those votes, and it's going to be an overwhelming win for the President of the United States. And I would say that there is going to be a message sent to all of us that declares that win will be done and said and done. And if anybody has a problem beyond that, that's where the Insurrection Act comes in. And that's it. God bless America.